Hi everybody, hope you're well. This is going to be about equestrian centres, and this really, to start off with, is going to be like pretending that, we're totally new to making an equestrian centre, and that you're setting up and starting up and you want to know how to get a nice beginning with your EC. So, you can start your EC usually whenever you have your 20th login, and you're given 25,000 equus to start with. Now, what a lot of people do is they go into the shop and they go and they buy a load of boxes to put horses in. Don't do that, okay? I did that when I first started. Like, I'm pretty sure when I started all those years ago, it was the first thing I did is I bought a load of boxes. And this is the thing, with ECs you have to be patient and you have to take your time. You can speed it up by using passes to buy certain things, but basically what I mean is, if you go in and you start trying to board horses immediately, usually EC doesn't do so well at the start. It's better to do other things to build up the reserve of the equestrian centre, which is up here. And as you can see, this is the equestrian centre reserve here. Your normal reserve, which is your breeding reserve, is completely separate. I do realise that in future they're going to merge the two, but right now they're not. So when they merge the two, we'll get to that. But for now, that's not our concern. So I'm going to start off. So imagine we were setting up our equestrian centre. So pretend I don't have anything that you can see at the minute, right? I would go into the meadows and I would go and I would buy the best type of meadows that I can get, okay? But I would still leave myself enough to be able to go and buy crops in the agricultural section. So if I was setting up and I only had 25,000 equus to spend, I would probably buy the large meadows that are 50% fertility. The brown ones are 50%, the green are 100%. And by the way, just because you buy a large fertile meadow that's 50% fertility and you leave it in fallow does not make it go up to 100. Whatever percentage of fertility it is when you buy it, it stays that way. Obviously it can go down, but it can't go past the 50% mark. So this particular meadow here will never be over 50%. It can go below it, but it can't go above it. And equally said, the large fertile meadows, or the green ones, can only be 100%. So you've also got the little greenhouse. The little greenhouse you can plant any crop in at any time of the year. And I think the only thing that you can't plant in the greenhouse is pass seeds and apples, if I remember rightly. But you can plant anything in it in winter is what I mean. Yes, the greenhouse lets you grow whichever crop you want in whatever season except for pass crops and apples. Yes, that's it. So, and it counts as a meadow. You can only grow in 5 meadows any one time, any size, but the greenhouses include that, so you could basically grow crops in 4 meadows and the greenhouse. So you couldn't grow on 5 meadows in the greenhouse. That wouldn't work because you're only allowed 5 at any time growing crops. So, okay, that was a lot to take in. Let's just breathe for a second. Okay. So let's say I've gone in and I've bought my fertile meadow, okay? So I've bought one of them, okay? And I literally did buy one a couple of minutes ago. So let's see where it is. I think this is it. Yeah, I bought a 3 acre, and you see it's here, it's 50% fertility. And this is what I mean. All the green ones, the max they can go up to is 100, but anything that's brown can only be 50. So when I click on it, you can put in pasture and grow crops and destroy this meadow. So if I just click on grow crops just for the sake of this, you can actually see, okay, so it says up at the top here, it'll say the crop, what meadow number it is. So, and it will tell you how many seeds you need for this size, how much fertilizer you would need if you wanted to reduce the time it takes to grow it, and these are the possible crops. As you can see, okay, now I only have flax seeds in stock at the moment, but as you can see, this seed is not the season for growing this plant. won't let me do it. If you're lucky enough to have manure and you need 25 pieces of dropping, well, 25 droppings. Okay, if I just go into agriculture here, you buy, there's only 20 in stock there, but if I bought 25 of these, I could go into the meadow and make manure from droppings. And you're making one manure requires 25 droppings. So if I had the option here, if I had enough in stock, I could do that right now. If you have manure, it reduces the growing time of any crop by 3 days. Okay, so as you can see here. So if you need a wee bit more information, just click on each thing and have a wee to read the description, because it usually is quite helpful. Okay, so I put my little greenhouse. I started growing things in my little greenhouse earlier. I planted flax and I used manure, and I required 2 flax seeds and 2 fertilizers, which was the 2 manure. So there is a couple of crops that you can't sell, and these would be the ones that I would avoid. So if I'm setting up my equestrian centre and I've only got a certain small budget to spend, and I've already picked the best meadows that I can afford, but I've left myself enough that I can then go and buy sufficient seeds to plant with. And I might want to add fertilizer onto that, and if you do, you can do that. There's apples, oats, barley, wheat, carrots, flax, turnip seeds, okay? Don't buy carrot seeds. Reason for this is you cannot sell carrots directly to the shop. You can use them to make mashes, but then you usually need most of these items to make mashes. So if I'll just go into my meadows again, produce mash, okay? Here we go, health mash, energy mash, Californic mash. Californic and energy mash, the two I believe can be sold. I can't actually remember right at this moment in time if you can sell health mash. No, you can't. No, you can't sell health mash, right? But you can sell energy mash and you can sell California mash. But you need these ingredients. And if you don't have these ingredients, you can't make it. So don't plant carrot seeds if you're trying to make money, is what I'm saying to you right now. Apple seeds aren't great. They're kind of, they're not the best return. I usually plant turnip, which is a summer plant, wheat seeds, which are also a summer plant, and I would plant flax seeds if it was springtime, because those make a decent return. You could also plant wheat or barley if you wanted. Sorry, barley or oats. But make sure you know what month, what season it is. So it'll be displayed up here, what the weather's like as well. And the weather does affect the crops. So if you have a really bad period of time, you can reduce your crop yield. So you can actually check the weather forecast in your office and you can see what it's going to be like. I don't usually get too involved in that. I just kind of get on with that, and if I lose a certain amount of my crop, fair enough. But when you're setting up, you might want to be maybe a wee bit more aware of it. I'm going to leave it here for today. I think that's enough to take in right now. But what I'm saying to you is don't spend all your money in the wrong place. Sit, think about it, possibly work out, how much it's going to be worth it. There's a couple of people who run really great ECs and they've got things on their pages. I'm not going to mention their names because I haven't asked permission to do that in this video, but what I'm going to say is if you know some people that have really good ECs, go have a look, maybe ask them for advice. I'm sure they'd be quite happy to give you a bit of advice, and they might already have it on their page or their EC page. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope you had a lovely day. Bye bye.